All right, guys, welcome back to another one. I am the Gold Standard, and today we are back in it with Bonney. And I have to say, guys, that it took me a really long time to settle on a deck that felt good during OP-08, but this is pretty close to what I'm thinking, guys. And in particular, I have not lost a single game against any black deck using this current ratio. So guys, if you want to see how it works, sit back, kick your feet up, and let's play some One Piece. First, let's look at Bonney's leader ability and talk about her general strategy. Bonney's leader ability reads, when an opponent attacks once per turn, you can pay 1 Dawn and rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. Basically, what you're doing with her leader ability is you're removing one attacker every turn. So Bonney, to me, is the perfect example of a control deck in One Piece, because one of the hallmark traits of control decks is sacrificing a little bit of your early game advantage for very strong late game dominance. Now, traditionally, control decks get absolutely stomped by aggro decks because they can exploit this early game weakness. But what makes Bonney especially powerful is that her leader ability makes a lot of the early game plays from leaders like Zoro, Calgara, or any of these other aggro leaders in the meta right now. It makes their early turns very ineffective because they lose an attacker every turn, and their whole thing is to get ahead on those attacks. So now that we know that Bonney is a bit of a control deck, this means that she sacrifices early game flexibility for late game dominations. So typically, your early turns up until about 6, even 8 Dawn are pretty much the same every time. You want to go second. You want to typically play one of your searchers on your first turn and then search. On turn 2, when you have 4 Dawn, you're trying to put down your Rouge because he keeps generating that 1 Dawn for you every turn at the end. Turn 6, you typically want to try and go into your Basil. And then from there, that's when you start adapting to the board state. Now, in a perfect world, if you hit that into your 8-drop Rosinante on your 8 Dawn and you still have your Rouge up, you are flooding the board with an 8, a 5. Sometimes you might hit a Hody on that turn to, take a life and rest some blockers or something like that. But the point is that now at 8 Dawn, you are really starting to hit your stride with this build. And that's where Bonney really starts to thrive. And the way you want to think about this is that every turn you can buy yourself with Bonney makes Bonney better. Now, that's just kind of the ideal line of play. And obviously, if you're going first or if you don't have those cards in your hand, you'll have to make adjustments. And honestly, Bonney can make those adjustments on the fly and still be very formidable. Because on the odd curve, you still have a good line of play, which is Searchers down on your first turn. You can hit any of your 5 drops on the 5 Dawn turn. 7 Dawn, you've got Hody. And then from there, you're really starting to hit your stride again. And it's nice to know that Bonney does have some of that flexibility, but it's not as much as something like an aggro deck. Now, those are just the general lines of play, but what I want to point out with this build in particular is that I've made this somewhat of an anti-black build because black decks are so heavy in the meta right now. So knowing that, you can see that I've dropped Basil down by 1 because with Jack in the meta, Basil is not as effective as he once was. I've cut Zoro and the 8-cost Kid completely because both of those cards don't really do anything into black matchups, and so you just are drawing bricks when you actually get those. Yes, they do help in other matchups, but because 30% of the decks out there right now are different types of black leaders, I feel that they are somewhat useless at this point. I have the 8-drop into Luffy combo, which is basically anti-black, and honestly, even just Rosinante into any other 5-drop is also anti-black because you're getting things on the board that can't be removed on the same turn. Let's go into the tech cards and go over some of the options that you could have for going into more aggro decks based on, what you're seeing in locals or what you think you're going to run into. For tech options, you obviously have the 8-drop Kid. If you know that you're going to be running into things like Reiju, Zoro, Calgara, this is a very powerful card coupled with your 2-drop Rosinante. I still have Zoro in here as a tech option because it's a great card. I just personally don't see a great time when I'm using that deck to play it, but if you can get it down and it sticks, you're pretty much going to win that game. And the 2 other cards that I think also do help you, especially in aggro matchups, are Pedro, because he is a blocker, and on KO, you can rest up to one of your opponent's Dawn, which is huge, or KO up to one of their rested 6-cost or less characters. So this helps deal with some of that aggro aggression. And finally, Electric Luna, and this one I think has a great spot in this deck, which is I haven't used my 0-drop event a single time since I've been playing this deck, and I've played like 20 games with it, and I think that you could swap in directly the Electric Luna with your 0-cost event and immediately see a great way to deal with aggro decks. So if you're running into Zoro or Reiju or someone like that a lot, Electric Luna I think is going to be a key staple to your build. Cool, guys, that's all I've got for this particular build. Give it a whirl and see how you do going particularly into black matchups, and let me know in the comments what you think. And guys, if you found any of this useful, please hit that like button and subscribe. As always, thank you so much for watching, and let's get into some gameplay. All right, we are in it with Luchador. So we'll take second. I'll keep this. I'll try it because we've got the search. Yeah, so we've got the searcher. I've got a Hody, which is always good in this matchup because I can, rest things like the Rebecca. So yeah, we'll get this out. We'll do a search. Draw that first attack to it. I guess we take a Rouge here, which is actually good for that next turn. Yeah, that's actually a good play. It's too bad we bottom deck that. That would have been nice to have. End the turn there. We eat the attack. We get to swing back. We'll play your Rouge. He swings on us. That is honestly impressive, especially for 8. I'll take that. So we'll swing first. He takes that, which is great for us. And then get our Your Rouge down. Pop that. Turn it on over. So we got some decent 2Ks here. So I think we'll go into a Basil next. We'll give him a 2K. I kind of want him to use... Well, so does he play... Yeah, I'm going to give him a 2K here because I'd rather he uses some resources to get rid of this if he's going to, which he doesn't. See, so that's kind of why I did it that way. That's good for us. Discards a Jack into the trash, which means he's probably got another one in hand. He's playing the Soap Sheep, which is a great card, honestly. This could help us later. This could definitely help us later. So we're at 6 here. Like, is it worth playing a Cav here? Nah, we got to get our Basil in. So we'll swing. We'll do 5. He takes that. Man, he must be digging for something. We get... I'm not going to attack with that, yeah. We'll end the turn. I thought about attacking with the blocker, but I'd rather he has to do something to get rid of it. And I mean, his hand size is big anyway, so I'm not too... Like, a 1K out of his hand is... I don't know. I don't feel like it's that worth it to me right now. I'd rather he has to play, like, 2 cards, like something to reduce it and, you know, like a Rob or something like that. So that's why I did it that way. He only gets 1 attack here, so one of these, yeah, he swings here. Yeah, so we go here, rest this, we block. I'm gonna give him a Cav because we've got 2, so we don't need the second. Because you actually can't have 2 Cavs on field. His ability negates the other one, so just a little food for thought. I also want to stay healthy so that it doesn't like hurt to use Hody. Okay, gets these 2 out. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to use Bonney more times, but it is what it is. So it's tempting to go, we've got 8 here. So it's tempting to go like 5, get the reduction, 3, maybe lock the leader or something. He'll be at 7, 9. So it doesn't make sense to lock a Dawn because he gets it back. So, I mean, he can still play Gecko next turn. I think I swing 6. Yeah, I'm just going to swing 6 on... We'll swing 6 here, clear something off his board. Gives that to us. Swing 7 on life. He takes that. All right. All right. And we get another Basil in, and we end our turn. So again, he gets 1 good attack. We'll see which one he uses. He could play a Gecko this turn, which would be, I mean, it's a play. Yeah, he's got not a lot in trash, honestly. Not a very developed trash. He could get a Brook back, I guess, and like a Tsuru or something. I don't know. That's interesting. He can't remove these without... Like, he could do Jack and, you know, swing with both of these and then do some kind of shenanigans, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Rebecca. I'm assuming claws back the Brook, yeah. Okay. Gives this -1. Sabo, okay. Everything's immune. So now we've got the Luffy, which can help us fight off any type of reduction. We're at 10 Dawn. So I think I can go like 6, play Cav, play Luffy, swing with maybe one of these, and I'm trying to save this Hody for a little bit, for like 1 more turn. Well, I guess we could use it this turn. Let's see what he does with these blockers here. Interesting. Very interesting. Because I can play this into this. Let's see what happens here. I'm assuming he gives us this. Now, I kind of want to let him have those for one more turn because he has to get rid of this. And then I develop a pretty mean board for next turn. So yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this. And we will end. I could attack again. Yeah, I'm going to. We attack again. We got to put some pressure on him. I did that out of order. Like I should have really attacked with this, but it was a kind of second thought for me. Because the thing is I can withstand the life. I can defend these. I have a decent amount of counter. He gets one good attack at them if he does. He's down to 1 life. So next turn, I mean, we Hody for sure. And yeah, we end the turn there. So now he can only remove Luffy. I mean, he could do multiple things here potentially. Like he can play a Gecko, he can do Jack, you know, things like that. But he can't remove Cav. These would be tough to remove. He could use Jack or something if he attacks with everybody, but then he doesn't have a blocker. Next turn, whatever I have standing, we play Hody first to rest any blockers. Man, like even here, like we just rest that blocker. I almost want to lure him into attacking with it. Yeah, let's lure him into an attack with it. So we take this, carrot, cool, another counter. Okay, he does the Gecko down into Rebecca, into... He gets rid of Lucci, so I'm assuming back into Lucci. Yeah, so he is just going to remove this, which is, again, like part of the plan. You know, I was happy to see that. That's why I play these down, because it eats a turn for you. Like, they have to remove this, and they can't really remove anything else. Ah, see? And he quit. So next turn, interesting. I guess he pulled the wrong Brook. I mean, it didn't really matter what he was going to do, because say he gets rid of this. Next turn, we play Hody. We rest these 2 blockers. He doesn't have any blockers. You know, we swing 7, we swing 6, get some Dawn back. We swing 7, potentially 7 again, and then 8. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 K in hand to counter with. So yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. There was no way he was going to win that. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, this Luffy against Black, this Luffy is, I think it's clutch. Like I had the Dawn regeneration back because of this. And yeah, guys, that's how you bring down Lucci. GG's, GG. All right, we are in it with a starter deck Luffy. He's choosing to go first. Is this enough removal? Or enough? I'll try this. We'll try it out. Because I could pull a 10 drop off this, potentially. Ooh, I got a carrot. That could also be useful. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll use it. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Guess I'll pull a baby 5 and we'll pass it off. Probably eat an attack there. She can search herself, which yeah, 8 on 1. It's all yours, dude. A Yarouge right now would go a long way. Well, this is actually good because now we can go this into carrot and this into Cav. So we are not in a terrible position right now. If I could drum up one of those Luffys, that would be kind of ideal. One of my Supernova Luffys. So we'll see. We'll see. Yep, take that. Ooh, that's actually great for us. So where are we at this next turn? We're at 6. He doesn't do anything there. Interesting, very interesting. So we'll go here. Sure, we counter out of that and drop our Basil on curve, which is nice. Does a good life hit. And now we can start going, you know, we can go Rosie into Cav, Rosie into carrot on the next turn. We'll see what he plays because we might use the carrot right away. But yeah, we can start kind of getting ahead. We'll block. We'll block that. Okay, he uses Jack. All right. All right. So we'll go 5. Honestly, this is not bad either because we can potentially find a 10 drop. We haven't seen any yet, so we could probably drum one up pretty easily. We'll go 7 because I think that he might try and use Jack's ability to remove Basil here. And so I want to get an attack out of it. That's my premise there. That's why I'm doing that. And then we drop this into this, and I guess we could have attacked for 6. It doesn't matter. We got the one hit through. We will actually drop this. Do we want to. Yeah, we'll drop this. End the turn. So he could, you know, he could remove Basil. He could try and remove Cavendish. What's nice is if he attacks, you know, I have some counter, but I can then play this into this on the next turn and freeze his Jack. And I've got some decent attacks coming his way. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what he does. I can 3 costs or 0 cost and drop a Rocinante. Okay, so he is going after Basil, which is kind of, like I said, to be expected. And he can have that. Now, probably a Gecko. What's he got in trash? Yeah, Rebecca. So he could Gecko here. Again, this is fine for us because we'll go here into Carrot and freeze his Jack. I might even attack into it. We'll see. 8 cost Monkey D. Luffy. Wow. That's actually kind of cool. I'm surprised he didn't attack with his leader first and then do this, but we will do this to save it. Oh, like all 4 of our Rosies here. So how do we want to do this? Because I could, so I'll freeze that. No, I can't freeze that. I can freeze this with Carrot. Yeah, so I think we just kind of attack here for a lot. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go here, drop our Carrot, freeze this. Oh, it's a 4 cost. That's right. Okay, well, I made a mistake there because this is actually an 11 cost. That's fine. That's totes fine, guys. So let's go here. We'll go, I'm actually going to use this to draw another, what, 2K? 2K. And then we will go, we'll go 7. Takes that. All right. Get those 2 back. Let's go. I think we just kind of lay it on the pressure here, you know? Go 6 and then we go 8. And he can only really get 1 good attack on us. So yeah, I think this is a decent play here. Because we still have Hody and we have a ton of life. So like worst case scenario, I can rest some blockers late game or later game. So we'll see what he does. He maybe gets a Gecko or something down here. Like I said, he gets 1 good attack and he could maybe remove something with this. So we'll see. Okay, so he's going after Suru. He's going to get rid of this, I believe. Trash a card. I probably don't need that. Yeah, we'll rest this. I keep that for sure here because he doesn't have another way to attack it. Gets rid of that. All right. Oh, and we get the Rocket Luffy. Well, I don't know that we need it even right now because, you know, we Carrot, keep, yeah, we Carrot in. We get the Hody off. So let's go. Let me think about this for a second. So we'll go 7. Yeah, we'll go 7 here. Can't rest any of these, unfortunately, or keep them rested. Ooh, he takes that. All right, good for us. So let's see. We play that. Let's go go 9 here. Takes that. All right. Should be good now, guys. We go 5. Gives us the 2K. We drop Hody. And we go 7. And then we go 10. And we win. GG's. Cool. Good game. All right. We are in it with a BY Luffy. And I'm actually going to keep this. Because I have some searchers. I have a 8 into 5 drop. You know, this could actually work pretty well for us. Okay. Get a baby 5. Yep. Nothing to do but search. And unfortunate, but I'll take it. I'll take it. End our turn. So the Garp will attack into here. He'll attack at life. Okay. Gets another search off. Grabs an ace. Noted. So Carrot here could be good in this matchup, honestly. If she can keep, like, for instance, their keeps that one Luffy that takes a life down. If you can keep that rested, then they can't control their life as well, things like that. So could work for us, could work for us. Okay, take this. Nice. Also not They don't attack with the Garp. I think that was a big mistake on their part. So we attack. They, of course, take it. No trigger. Cool. Get our Dawn back. We're in it. So we've got a couple 2Ks. I don't have any Hodies in hand, so I don't mind taking life because I'm just not going to stay healthy right now. So next turn, okay, they're Flampang another life out. So I'm going to let them stay here at 2, basically, because I think that that's, you know, good for us. So we'll be at 6 Dawn next turn. So I may... What will it be at? They're at 5. So they'll be at 7 next turn, maybe 9. Okay, well... I think we'll get Carrot into play next turn. And then I'm just going to kind of start building up a pretty mean board. Get rid of a Garp here. Nope. I'll take this one. Great. Actually, now we have a play for next turn too, which is great. And there's our Hodie. So now I'll start actually protecting life because I don't want the Hodie to hurt as bad. We'll go here, end the turn, get a life back, or a Dawn back. Next turn we're at 8, so next turn I'll go probably 8 into Carrot, and then I'll have a pretty solid board decked out here. Okay, so they are doing the Makino and stacking their life any way they want. They only have one Dawn or one life there, so it doesn't really matter. Like, it's whatever it is anyway. I think next turn what I'll do is probably put some pretty mean pressure on him, because then I can start whittling away at this hand. And honestly, that's what you need to do to Luffy to win, is you need to make sure that they don't have a hand to work with. Okay, so they are doing the Hiyori. They're going to drop a Kid Brother in here and, you know, play it. We'll see what he does here. He's going to play a Kid Brother, play this in, buff his leader by 2, and then he might even activate leader ability. We'll see. Well, no, he doesn't have anything in trash. So he gets the Luffy in. Which Luffy does he bring back? Okay, so he is going to Rocket Luffy, so he'll probably get rid of my Urouge here. And he is going to swing 9 at us here. Okay, so he swings 9. We'll rest this. I'm going to block this here and here. Okay, so he is a 7 now. So the question is... I think we go here, Carrot, keep this in locked down, and then we have a pretty solid board at that point. I could also, conversely, drop some pretty mean attacks on him right now. Like, you know, we go Hodie, swing 8 and 8. I think that's kind of maybe better. We get some Dawn out of their hands, or some stuff out of their hands. I think, nah. I think we do this. Drop this, keep this frozen. And we'll swing once here, just to get something out of his hand. Because now we have like a very established board. Okay, gives us a 2K there. Awesome, love to see it. Which sort of leads me to believe that he didn't put, you know, if he had Gecko, he would have put a kid in there. But since he didn't, that's good for us. So we'll get our Dawn back. This guy's still frozen, so he could use this to get, you know, potentially the Urouge out of here. So I mean, he has to start playing some blockers here or something. Like, okay, a Kuzan, interesting. Now he's not doing Gecko or anything. Because honestly, we just dismantle this Kuzan. I mean, he plays, because he has to attack, we rest the Kuzan. We just clear it off the board immediately. I mean, depending on what his, like, you know, how strong he buffs himself, we might even just go for game next turn. So we'll see. Okay, so he does actually sacrifice that to get rid of the Urouge. Kind of, sort of to be expected, I guess. So he's probably going to attack us here, and maybe play, if he plays a Sabo and attacks us, you know, he's done. We win next turn. The other thing is, if he attacks and we rest Kuzan and then we use Carrot, we can just keep Kuzan rested and he gets no value from that. So I don't know that he has a lot of options coming up. Because he loads his life here, sure. Okay, Sabo Ace, cool. So he can only play one of these, unfortunately. And now the Sabo is going to go bottom decked to his life. So, like when I attack next turn. So he gets the Ace in. He's now 7K. again, this is kind of okay and sort of ideal, honestly, because he can only attack with one of these because I'll rest the other. So he gets a 9k attack basically here. So we'll rest this and give him a 2k. Shoosh. Okay. So we got options here, guys. We've got a lot of options because I could keep both of these rested. I think we could just go for a game here, really. Yeah, I think we just got to go for game. So we go here. We'll rest the Kuzan and this. Okay. So then we go 7. We'll go 799 or 7799 on this one. See what we get. So he just bottom decks that immediately. We'll go 7 again. Freeze up the Kuzan in case he survives this turn. And then we go 9. I mean, there's just no way unless he's just got nothing in his hand, like no top end. Okay. Then we go 9 again. And 3 geckos in hand. Yeah, I mean, this deck just destroys black decks. It's insane. Cool. Good game. Good game.